right, you guys, I apologize for the lighting down here. I am in my basement, and this is where I do the majority of my work. This is the project we're going to be tackling. This is a free is me, a little side table. You know, it's just a little side table. I'm going to be taking that paint off the top, so we're going to tackle that. So the first thing that I'll do is I'll get it all set up. I'm going to strip the top with my CitriStrip, layer of plastic wrap over top of that, and let that sit for a couple of hours before I come back and scrape all of that old black paint off the top. I'm really hoping that I get some really cool wood grains under there.
I use just a regular old chip brush with the CitriStrip. Apply it right to the top of the table or any surface that you're working on, and then spread it all around with your chip brush. Cover it up with the saran wrap. Make sure you don't you can overlap, but make sure you don't leave any spaces that are open to air, because it will dry out in those areas and it will be harder to strip.
Paper bags, gonna cut them up, use them as a drop cloth. Just using what I have like usual. Curious kitties are holding me back. Get out of there, curious kitties. Anytime I put something new down, they want everything to do with it. Nerves. Makes for a great receptacle for scraping the goop.
These next few moments, you'll just witness me trying to scrape the top of this table while also being entertained and entertaining the kitty cats. They are very curious and they try to still get into everything. As you can see, this tabletop is coming off quite nicely. Please subscribe to my channel if you are finding this interesting and helpful in any way. Hit the like button, turn on that notification bell, and you will get all of the latest DIY projects that I put out every week. That's Murphy. He is so curious, and that's Gus. Here he comes, gonna check things out. This is an all-day event with these kitties. Scram.
So what I wanted to show you now is that I picked up these old dental tools from a flea market, and I thought these would be really great to get into crevices, because if they can get into little teeny crevices of teeth, they can get into crevices of furniture. So I'm gonna give these a whirl, see how they do. What do you think? I think dental tools are the way to go for stripping furniture. So you just have to be a little careful because you don't want to gouge your wood, but dental tools are pretty cool. I'm glad we picked these up. Look how awesome that is. These were a good buy. I think I paid $5 at the flea market.
These dental tools were so much fun to use. I would highly recommend picking them up if you ever find them at a yard sale or a flea market. They're lightweight and fun to use, and they make quick work when you need to get down into those grooves.
Can you see me? I hope so. All right, guys, I'm going to be using mineral spirits to clean the top of this table up. This will do a really good job of just getting all the rest of this gunk off of here. This will take care of it in a jiffy.
Photo to the left is after mineral spirits.
At this point, the table looks pretty clean, but I'm going to go ahead and use some denatured alcohol.
The denatured alcohol will help to reduce some of the bleed through that will happen if you have a pine table. The knots in the pine, they can leach tannins from underneath of your finish. I've found that out many times. So the denatured alcohol is really good to stop that from happening. I know I pulled a fast one on you. The table is painted. That's a whole nother video for another day on that layered paint technique. What I really want to show you is the bleaching process, because I ended up bleaching this tabletop. I used just regular household bleach, a sponge, and a rag. And I put the bleach in the glass jar there. And what I did was I just took my sponge, I dipped it in, and then I wiped it on top of the wood. And I did that a couple of times. I would let them dry in between a couple of hours. I do have the table outside so that the outside atmosphere can dry it a little bit quicker. But I bleached it about 3 times, and in between about an hour to 2 hours of dry time. It's super important to go back and sand your piece after you're done with the bleaching process, because the bleach will raise the grains of the wood. Bleached versus unbleached.
Here is a close-up of what bleach will do to your wood when you're in the bleaching process. Now this is pine, so it's a really soft wood, so bleach just gets in there and degrades it and really eats it away. But we like the way the tabletop looks after we've bleached it. It looks like it's been sitting out in the sun at the beach for a long time, or maybe like a piece of driftwood. I will deal with this after I seal it with the Varathane sun bleached stain. That's going to be one layer of sealing. And then on top of that, I'm going to do polyurethane on top of this table, probably 3 different layers with a light sanding in between. And then after even all of that, I would imagine that you might even see a little bit of these little fibers still kind of poking up underneath of everything. What I'm going to do is I am going to wax the heck out of it. I'm going to use my Daddy Vans wax and wax this, and I am going to apply wax and rub it in, and this will disappear. You won't even see that anymore, and really put a good layer of protection on there.
After waiting a while for the table to dry, I noticed there were some blotchy areas on the tabletop. The sun-bleached Varathane stain that I was going to use, I wanted it to have an even penetration through the wood. So I used some pre-stain conditioner, and I just brushed it on top of the wood, just one coat of it, and then I let it sit for about a half hour before I went to the stain.
Tabletop is ready for staining. It's been about 25-30 minutes since I put the conditioner on, and now it's ready for the stain. I'm gonna just use a rag, a lint-free rag, load a little bit of stain on the rag, and I just go for it. No real technique here other than use your eyeballs and look at the color as you go. Rub it in a little bit more where you think it needs more color, and rub back in areas where you think you might need to take some more color away.
Here is a side-by-side comparison of what the sun-bleached wood stain looks like from Varathane. Coming up to the home stretch, I'm going to use this Varathane polyurethane. I'm going to use my sponge tip applicator to put this product on. This product has a matte finish. In between the coats of polyurethane, I use a 400 grit sandpaper to smooth it down and get it ready for the second and third coat, allowing about 2 to 4 hours to dry in between. Final step is to polish. With this Daddy Vans furniture polish, you can take a lint-free rag, wipe a thin layer on the piece, and then you go back with a dry lint-free rag and buff it off. Thank you for joining me on this reinvention journey of stripping down this old tabletop and turning it into something beautiful again. If you liked this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you will get all of my latest DIY reinventions. And as always, if you have a question about anything that I'm doing, please leave me a comment. I will answer you. Thank you for watching.